What's going on? What's happening, fellas? Let's get right into it. All right, fellas, so let's talk about standards. All right, let's talk about having standards and having boundaries. All right, mainly about standards. Now, I came up with this saying. I actually just came up with it right before I made the video, and it's actually going to be the title of the video. Having standards isn't always fun, okay, but it is worth it. All right. When you have high standards for yourself, you're going to find and realize that life is crazy. All right. There are a lot of things that you are going to reject and not going to adhere to, that a lot of people are not going to agree with you. Okay. A lot of people are going to think you're weird. A lot of people are going to think pretty much outcast you when you have standards. All right, and I'm going to talk about a few results of having high standards. I'm sure you guys already know the benefits of having high standards. You're going to live a better life. You're not going to tolerate a lot of things. You're going to be more confident in yourself. You're going to be ultimately more fulfilled. But there are some, I don't want to really call them negative aspects of having high standards. This is just what it is, okay? This is just life. All right, if you become the best version of yourself, everybody's not going to like you. Everybody is not going to be too fond of you. There are going to be some people who are going to love you and admire you and look at you as an inspiration. But there will always be, no matter what great thing you do or accomplish, there will always be a contingent amount of people who are just going to hate your guts or just simply not agree with you. Let's get into a few of the results of having high standards. Some of you guys may be going through this right now, and if you're not yet, trust me, at some point, if you keep your standards high and keep raising the bar on how you treat yourself, how people treat you, how you view the world, and how you operate in the world, you will run into at least two of these things, man. Trust me. All right. Let's get right into it. The first result that you're going to get from people from having high standards is you are simply going to get hate by people. Okay. I consider myself as somebody who has high standards. There's a lot of things that I don't tolerate. I'm a very lenient and nice person. Okay. I'm very nice to people. I'm very generous. I'm very courteous. I'm polite. But I still don't tolerate a lot of things. All right. I don't let people talk to me any kind of way. I don't let people treat me any kind of way. And I let people know up front, this is what I will and this is what I will not tolerate. But when you have high standards, man, you will receive hate from people. All right. Like most of the things that I say and most of the things that I believe in, most people, and I already know this, but most people do not agree. Okay, and it's one thing to disagree, but it's another thing when somebody hates you for the way you think or the things that you talk about. Okay, most of the things that I talk about, the reason why they're considered controversial is because a lot of people don't think this way. Okay, now I'm not saying the way that I think is perfect and I just know everything, but I pretty much have a good grasp on how I want to live my life so I can be as successful and as fulfilled as possible. And I think it will work out for a lot of guys. Okay, but there are people who are going to hate your guts simply because you have high standards and you won't tolerate things that most people tolerate. You know, back to talking about some of the things that I say, like online, on my YouTube, on my social media platforms. It's crazy the amount of people who will not only, like I said, disagree with what I say, but they're kind of almost attacking me for the things I say. Okay, so when you have high standards and you say some of the things that a lot of people really want to say, but they're either afraid, they're shy, they're embarrassed, they feel like other people are going to attack them or ridicule them for saying it. When you actually say these things, you're going to get hate from people. Okay. And what I usually like to call hate sometimes is just confused acknowledgement. Most of the times when people are hating you or saying bad stuff about you because of how you think and how you carry yourself, they really admire you. They just don't know how to process it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know this to be true because I have certain point of views and the way I look at life. And most of the time, the people who are like ridicule me for the things I say or hate on me for the things I say, when I have a real live conversation with some of these people, they end up usually changing their mind and being like, oh, now I understand. Or they'll probably say, man, you know what, you're right, but that's something that I want to say, but I just can't say that out loud because of how people would look at me. Okay, so when you're that type of person that you not only have high standards, but you're not afraid to say what's real, you're not afraid to speak your mind, you will get hate from people. Because the simple fact is, a lot of people, they're jealous and they're envious because they want to be able to say the things you're saying. Okay, because I know this to be true. 99% of the stuff that I say that's considered controversial, most people really, especially men, think the same way. They just want to be politically correct, or they don't want to be ridiculed by society. You know, they want to go by societal norms so everybody will accept them. Okay, but I'm the type of person, and you're probably this type of person as well, where you don't care what people think because you're going to live your truth. I sleep better at night knowing that I live my truth. I would rather have 100 people hate me than me hate myself because I'm not living my truth. Okay, so like I said, when you have high standards for yourself, you will receive hate from people. Another thing what comes with high standards is the fact that you're going to have to say no to certain things. Okay, you're going to have to say no. Your boys want to go out, get all sloppy drunk, do drugs, party with chicks. And when you have high standards, or you set your standards to, you're not doing that because you rather focus on your purpose and your grind, you're going to have to say no. Like I said, having high standards is not always fun, but it's definitely worth it. Not only will you avoid getting in trouble, doing drugs, drinking, partying, not only will you avoid something bad happening, because we all know what happens when people out doing drugs and drinking, something bad always happens, but you are going to be able to focus on your goals. You're going to be able to save that money that you would have spent going crazy on that night that you could put towards your business and your purpose. So you are going to have to say no to things. You're going to have to disappoint people. You're going to have to let people down to positively affect your life. I always say this: before any decision you make, think about the result. Think about what's going to happen as a result of your decision. Okay, so if, like, let's say somebody want to get you to do something, you know, they want you to do something and it's outside of your ethical morals and values, but it's very, very tempting. You have to decide, what am I going to feel like after I do this? What is my life going to be like? Is this going to make me more powerful? Is this going to make my life better? And if it's not, you got to simply say no. That's part of having high standards. A lot of people want to have high standards, but they don't know how to say no. They don't know how to tell a best friend, no, bro, I can't do that today. Or nah, bro, not right now. Or nah, bro, I'm busy, I'm working. A lot of guys don't know how to tell their girls no. When you have high standards, bro, you're going to have to tell your girl no a lot. All right, a lot. Your girl wants to have fun. She wants to hang out. She want to do fun stuff. She want to lay up. Sometimes, most times, you're going to have to tell her no. You're going to have to tell her, no, babe, not right now. Not today. I can't do it right now. I'm busy. I got stuff to do. Okay, so having high standards, it ain't easy. All right, it's sometimes it ain't fun. It ain't easy. All right, that is the journey and the path of being a top tier man. It is not always going to be easy. It is not always going to be fun. You are not going to be pleasured all the time. Okay, your dopamine hits are going to be very, very low most times. Okay, but overall, as a result, you're going to have a much enjoyable and a fulfilled life. You're going to be richer, smarter, stronger, faster than most men if you keep your standards high. Another result from having high standards, guys, is you're just simply going to be misunderstood. Okay, and the result of being misunderstood is you're not going to have a lot of friends. The people I know, guys, that have the highest standards and boundaries for themselves, they do not have a lot of friends. And the only friends that they do have is other people that have high standards. All right. And people that have high standards are very hard to find. They are very hard to find. You don't just walk down the street and find somebody with high standards. If you go to any highly populated place, the mall, restaurants, a school, a hospital, anywhere where it's a lot of people, you are going to just look around and simply see that most people do not have high standards. So it's not easy to find other people that have high standards, especially other men. Okay, so you are going to be misunderstood. People are going to call you weird, like I said. They're going to try to outcast you. They're going to call you different. Why are you different? Because your standards are high. You don't tolerate a lot of things. You don't put up with a lot of things. You don't just do anything you see people do. Okay, you just don't. You know, like there's a lot of things going on in the world right now. And I be having people like send me like messages, like screenshots or shares or links from like stuff that they see on social media. Just bull crap, bro. Just a bunch of nonsense. And I be having to tell some people like, bro, don't send me stuff like that. You know, like, why, man, it's funny or it's fun or check this out. No, don't send me stuff. I don't care. It's a distraction. I don't want to see that. I'm too busy grinding. Okay, either I'm grinding, I'm in the gym, or I'm with my family. Okay, and none of those three scenarios or what you sending me is going to help me out right now. All right, guys. So you got to understand, when you have high standards, you're going to be misunderstood. I've had guys simply after I told them don't send me stuff like that, literally got mad at me because I didn't want to watch and be entertained by Instagram reels or TikToks or stuff like that. You know, but my standards are high. I'm like, bro, if you ain't sending me anything about money, anything about self-improvement, anything about getting better, anything about getting stronger, anything about getting smarter, I don't want to see it right now, G. All right, I'm not a child anymore. My standards are high, G. So I don't want to see stuff like that. All right, and most people you tell this to, they're gonna think you weird, bro. They're gonna think you boring. They're gonna try to say you don't have a life or you need to stop being so serious, bro. You are a grown man, bro. At some point, you gotta get serious about life. I'm not talking about taking life too serious to where you can't ever have fun. I'm not saying that. But you got to understand, as a grown man, you got things to take care of, bro. As a top tier man or aspiring top tier man, you have things to take care of. You have things to do. You don't have time for nonsense. Keep your standards high. And don't be afraid to keep your standards high. Don't be afraid about what people are going to say or what people are going to think or how they're going to look at you. That ain't even any of your business, to be honest with you. All right, it's not. It's especially if those people have no contribution to your future. It's none of your business what people think. You know, people come tell me all the time, this person says this about you. This person posted this about you. Bro, I don't care. You know, I don't care. It's none of my business. My business is on what's in front of me. My business is my business. And that's how you got to look at life. And this is why you got to keep your standards high. All right, you got to block out all that distraction. You know, this is why I tell people don't send me certain stuff, because I don't even want to know about anything that does not have to do with my either present, improving my present, or improving my future. And when you have high standards, guys, you can't, like I said, you can't do what everybody else is doing. Okay, like it's a lot of things that I don't do now because I have high standards. I don't go to concerts. All right, people ask me, do you go to concerts? Why would I go to a concert? Why would I go watch another successful person live their dream when I'm trying to build my dream right now? My standards are too high, bro. What I look like sitting in a crowd with a bunch of other sweaty people glorifying some person on stage? You know, I want to be the person on stage. You feel me? Like that's how I look at life. You know, and some people try to call me, oh, you stuck up, you this, you that. Bro, if you get that response from people, you are doing something significant. Trust me. Because people who aren't doing something significant do not get called stuck up. Do not get people telling them that they think they too much. They think they too good. They don't get that, bro. Trust me. So when you are on the right path, you are going to have people saying this stuff about you. But like I said, you can't do everything everybody else is doing. You can't party every weekend. You can't watch Netflix all day, every day. You can't just be hanging out with females not being productive. You can't be playing video games. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be going out just enjoying life, living a normal existence. You can't do that trying to be a top tier man. All right. Now, if you want to just be a normal guy and live a normal life, to each his own, you can do it. But if you're trying to be the absolute best version of yourself and get to the top to the top of your area or the top of your industry or the top of your business or whatever your niche or whatever you're in, you got to have high standards, fellas. You got to have high standards. You know, same thing when it comes to like dating and relationships. If you want to avoid all the drama that people go to, you got to have high standards. You know, a lot of guys complaining about women nowadays, and women are this, women are masculine, and women are submissive. And I told y'all before, I help you guys out with a lot of things, but the reason why I don't ever deal with these problems, and I'm not anything special, but I never deal with these problems. I never deal with women being masculine around me. I never deal with women not being submissive. I never deal with women talking back and doing this and being a boss chick and putting her career before me. I never worry. I never deal with that. I never experience that because my standards are high. Okay, my standards are high. There are many women, bro, many women, they're probably watching this video right now that I have told, hey, babe, look, I like you, but I don't see a future with us. Straight up, and I tell them that to their face. I don't lead them on and have them thinking something. I tell them that to their face. I don't think there's any future with us. This ain't gonna work out. You're not the right chick for me. There's probably somebody else that you'll be a better match for. And I got women that's mad at me right now. Gee, I'm talking about burnt up mad, especially they see me making these videos and I keep popping up on it, recommended, and they highlights on their YouTube. They mad at me right now, G. Why? Because I set my standards high. You know, so there's certain things I don't do. You know, I told you guys there's certain things, certain type of women I don't date. So when I encounter these women, even though the attraction is high, even though there's a good vibe or a connection, at some point I got to tell them, look, this ain't going to work out. You know, ain't nothing wrong with you. You're not a bad person. My standards just too high. And I'm not trying to seem like I'm all out or nothing, but I got a choice on what I want. My standards are too high. You know, like an example I want to use right now that you guys should definitely replicate, all right, and take into account is when women have standards for men. All right, this is a perfect example. Look at when you ask a woman what type of man she wants. Most women, 99% of women, they have standards. They say, now, they may not adhere to these standards all the time, but they have standards ideally. They don't want short men. They don't want a man that's out of shape. They want a man that make money. They want a man that's funny. They want a man that's charismatic. They want a man that's adventurous. And they won't take anything less than this. This how you gotta be. Now, I do believe there are some women who have unrealistic standards, you know, and wants, and some women don't even really deserve the stuff that they say that they want. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is you need to start having these high standards that women have, G. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because most guys, they just take anything, especially from women. All right, so if you say you will only deal with this type of woman, or you will only do this type of business, or you will only have this type of friends, or you will only settle for this type of physique or health or fitness, you need to adhere to that. And don't be afraid of what anybody says. If you want to get in the best shape of your life, and you want to eat clean, and you want to hit the gym 5, 6, 7 times a week, and you got people trying to draw you away from that, trying to get you to party instead of hitting the gym, trying to make you eat pizza instead of eating right, block out all that, bro, and let them know to their face up front. They may not like you, but they gonna respect you. They may hate you for it, but they gonna respect you, okay? Like I said, there's people that don't like me. There's people that hate me because of my standards. But I guarantee, bro, wallahi, they will respect me, because you don't have a choice, because you know I'm about what I say. You know, but there's a lot of people who a lot of people like, a lot of people love, but they get no respect. Why? Because those people know that they don't have high standards for themselves. So you are not going to be accepted by most people. So don't kid yourself. You are not. If you're the type of guy, you sitting up here watching this video, or before you saw this video, you told yourself you are going to have high standards, but at the same time, you think you're going to be accepted by people. No, fellas, that is not true. And this is why a lot of men drop their standards, because they are too afraid of not being accepted by everybody. This is the true nature of the game, true nature of life. I've seen so many men start out on a journey of life, whether it was business, health, finances, dating, whatever it is, and they set standards. You know, they set parameters for those areas, but as soon as they ran to any type of like hate or any type of jealousy or any type of somebody, any type of backlash, they dropped their standards again. All right, fellas, you don't drop your standards for anybody and anything. If it doesn't benefit you, if it doesn't benefit you and the people that you love, if it doesn't benefit your life, you don't accept it. Plain and simple. It's not always going to be fun. You're going to be having to say no to things that you really, really want to do. You really want to do, and you know it's going to be fun, and you know it's going to be enjoyable. But you have to put principle above pleasure. Simple as that. You're going to have to put your standards above social norms. Simple as that. You're going to have to put discipline above desire. All right, y'all like how I did the lettuce thing just there? I just did that just now, I ain't gonna lie to you. But anyway, y'all get my point. All right, fellas. So in order to be a top tier man, one, you have to have standards. Two, you have to understand that there are effects that come with these standards. All right, you got to get this. You have to get this because a lot of people go into this I have high standards thing, and then they forget that a lot of this stuff is going to come with it. All right, simple fact about it. You might lose friends. You might lose girlfriends. You might lose associates. You might get people looking at you differently. But you need to understand where your life is going to be 1, 5, 10 years from now if you keep up with these standards. All right, so it's your boy KD. Appreciate you guys for watching the video today. Shout out to all my new subscribers. If you haven't grabbed my top tier Charisma fragrance, it is available. We just restocked, so anybody who put in their orders in the last, I want to say, week, we are getting those orders out. We had to restock because, like I said, man, I keep thinking that I got enough bottles on deck, and then I get a bunch of orders in, then I gotta go restock, man. It's a good problem to have. All right, so just shoot me a DM on my Instagram. I'm gonna put my Instagram link in the description so y'all can come hit me up and come grab your bottle. It's your boy KD. Thanks for watching, guys. We out of here, baby.